If you've been a part of the Sandbox MMO community in the past few years, you've probably felt this too. The feeling that something's missing, the void that Pixel Worlds left behind, and the increasingly frustrating direction of Growtopia, once a vibrant, player-driven universe now riddled with questionable updates, rampant bots, and a horrible monetization system that only wants to squeeze every last penny out of you. For many, these games weren't just casual time sinks, they were communities, creative outlets, and even mini-economies. But with Pixel Worlds shutting its doors and Growtopia spiraling downward, it's safe to say that players face a tough dilemma. Either cling to a barely functional Growtopia, or look for a new game to call home. And that's where today's video comes in. Today we're taking a look at Bloxia, a new pixelated sandbox MMO. It's trying to do what many other games have failed to do in recent years. Provide a modern, player-driven sandbox MMO that respects creativity, economy, and freedom. And full transparency, this video is sponsored by the developers of Bloxia, but the thoughts and opinions about the game are purely my own. But I want to give a huge thank you to Bloxia for sponsoring the video. So get comfortable, grab some snacks, and let's take a look at Bloxia. To understand why Bloxia even matters, we have to rewind a bit. Within this genre, there have been mainly two big important games. For over a decade, Growtopia dominated the pixelated sandbox MMO scene. In the early years, this game was truly something special, but in recent years, the quality has completely declined. The servers are so bad that it's barely playable, and the economy and monetization has completely lost control. And then there's Pixel Worlds. It was a more modern and newer take on the genre, and managed to build a very loyal and dedicated community. But this game would eventually also face challenges, and without the backing of a big studio like Growtopia has, this game would face almost complete abandonment by its developers, and the challenges would come to be too great for Pixel Worlds, leading to its shutdown. There aren't many, if any, modern games replicating what Growtopia and Pixel Worlds did, and so players are hopping from project to project, searching for a game with the same spark. And in that landscape, Bloxia is stepping in, wanting to provide players with a unique and entertaining experience where they once again can be part of a community and a game that genuinely cares about their inputs, respects their opinions, and makes players feel heard. So what exactly is Bloxia? At its core, Bloxia is a multiplayer sandbox MMO built around player freedom. You can build, trade, explore, and create, similar to the aforementioned titles, but with several key differences that actually make it feel more like a community than just a game. The world is made up of blocks, which you might have already guessed from the name Bloxia. You spawn in a world with trees, dirt, stone, ores, and lava, and I personally really like how they've introduced ores like iron and gold. It costs 500 gems to claim a world, which you can do by typing /claim in the chat. As of now, gems are the main currency used. You break blocks for gems, which you can either spend on packs in the shop or on trading with other players. Gems basically serve as the main trading currency, but who knows if players will adopt some item as the currency, like they did in other games. One of the big selling points for Bloxia currently is the sense of community and feeling heard. Over the past couple of weeks, Bloxia has been putting out some pretty sick updates, and what makes them so genuinely exciting, apart from the content the developers come with, is seeing the community feedback. One of the best things these games can do is listen to the community, and that's what we're seeing here. Knowing that player suggestions will actually be implemented into the game makes it a lot more exciting. Players come with a lot of suggestions in the Discord server, and it's so refreshing to see those suggestions taken seriously. And as far as monetization goes, currently you can buy gems, limited selection of items, and even a custom-made item for money. And in their case, it does make sense, as funding for such a project is super important and not always easy to do. All I hope is that it doesn't get to a pay-to-win level, especially after seeing Growtopia become more and more exploitative with its in-game purchases. Like seriously, what the fuck is this? Now, if the name Bloxia doesn't ring a bell, that might actually be because they started under a different title, BreadVerse. Yeah, BreadVerse, as in bread. No, not that bread, the yummy kind. But 9-bit, the developer, would later rebrand the name. BreadVerse became Bloxia, and a new design for the characters was also introduced. I personally gotta say, I think this was a shift in the right direction. Bloxia feels like a way better name and is more rememberable. Despite the rebrand, the core philosophy remains the same. Empower players, encourage creativity, and avoid corporate bloat that's killed so many other games. One of the most surprising things about Bloxia is the team behind it. This isn't some massive studio with 200 devs and a corporate hierarchy. It actually consists of a solo developer and a solo artist, which makes it super impressive to see what they've built so far. They're active in the community, responsive to feedback, and transparent about development goals. And honestly, after watching Ubisoft drag Growtopia through years of lifeless updates, it's refreshing to see a dev team that actually cares about the player experience. They've already made changes based on player suggestions, added features requested by the community, and are actively looking for moderators to help build a positive community. So let's talk gameplay. What do you actually do in Bloxia? It starts off pretty simple. You create a world, you turn that world into anything you want. A hub for trading, a massive parkour level, or even just a cool house. You gather resources, craft tools, and decorate your world using blocks and items you earn or trade. From there, the game begins to open up. You can visit other players' worlds, trade items, participate in quests and events, and so on. The game kind of feels like a mix of Growtopia and Terraria, which I'm a huge fan of. Like in Terraria, you can do most things on your own, but like in Growtopia, it'll be a lot faster if you engage with other players, like in trading. And like Growtopia and Pixel Worlds, Bloxia thrives on its social aspect. There's a built-in chat system, friend lists, and player level, all the things you'd expect. But maybe most importantly, the game encourages player economy. Trading isn't just a side feature, it's arguably one of the core mechanics. Items have value, scarcity, and demand. And while there are ways to earn through gameplay, the marketplace is entirely driven by players, which keeps things dynamic. Visually, Bloxia takes a stylized approach. It's not hyper-realistic, and it's definitely not blocky in a Minecraft way where everything must be a square of some sort. Instead, it leans into a clean pixel art style, a style that can feel retro but modern at the same time. But in all honesty, there is a question to be asked, and this is where we have to get real. Can Bloxia replace Growtopia or Pixel Worlds? Well, yes and no. If you're looking for a one-to-one clone, the exact same physics, farming mechanics, or trading meta, then no, Bloxia is its own game. It doesn't just copy-paste whatever came before. Yes, there are features that are similar, and that's totally normal. There's a difference between copying and being inspired, and that's kind of the point. Bloxia doesn't want to just replicate those games, it wants to improve on them. It removes some systems that turn players off and tries to provide a unique experience in their own way. So in spirit, yes, Bloxia can absolutely become the new home for players who love those games, and maybe even offer something better. I personally am super excited to see how Bloxia will develop as time passes. And what excites me the most about Bloxia isn't just what's already in the game, it's also what's coming. The developers have laid out a roadmap that includes Summer Blasts, Jay the Ice Dealer, who is an NPC who you can trade your ice creams to for gems or other limited summer items, a summer event world, a legendary summer quest, and more content like items and blocks. It's clear to see that they're not just trying to build a game, they're trying to build a platform, a space where creators can thrive, traders can strategize, and casual players can just have fun. If you're a long-time Growtopia or Pixel Worlds player, I get it. You've seen dozens of new Sandbox MMOs come and go. Most fail to capture what made these games special. Some are cash grabs, and others are maybe just shallow clones. But Bloxia feels different. It's not perfect, no game is, but it's built on the right foundation, a passionate dev team, a thriving community, an emphasis on creativity, and most importantly, a genuine respect for the players. If you've been looking for a new game to dive into, whether you're a trader, a builder, or just someone who misses the old Sandbox vibe, I think Bloxia is worth checking out. Granted, as of now, there aren't too many things to do apart from grinding, but remember, the game is still in early beta. There are so many other things to come, so it's definitely a game to keep an eye out for. I was also fortunate enough to ask 9bit, the developer, some questions regarding the game, so here are some words from him personally. What inspired you to create Bloxia? Since childhood, I've always been drawn to multiplayer MMOs. I love the idea of exploring virtual worlds, chatting with online friends, and grinding together to complete quests. My passion for coding started early, and I knew I wanted to channel that into creating something that captures all those elements, but with our own unique twists. How large is the current development team? At the moment, I'm a solo developer, working alongside one talented artist. However, I definitely plan to expand the team as the time continues to grow. What's your long-term vision for the game? Great question. My main goal is to build a genuinely enjoyable game that the community loves playing. It's incredibly important to me that players feel heard and excited about the new updates and features. I actively listen to community feedback to ensure we're always improving, and hey, maybe we'll even pick up a trophy or two along the way. What's the biggest challenge you faced in development? Honestly, I don't really see them as challenges. I enjoy coding so much that even the tough parts feel rewarding. I always look at obstacles as opportunities to improve the game. I'm not someone who gives up easily. If something doesn't work, I'll just find another way to make it happen. Are you planning to support community created content? Absolutely. The community plays a huge role in Bloxia's development. I'm constantly reading suggestions and feedback, and we often implement ideas directly from our players. Supporting community creativity is something I'm very passionate about. What sets Bloxia apart from other sandbox MMOs? We've got quite a few unique features, from our distinct visual style to mechanics like crafting and smelting. Bloxia offers experiences that feel fresh and different. We also have some never seen before mechanics in the works. While we do look at other games for occasional inspiration, we always strive to put our own spin on things. Are there any major features in development? Yes, a lot of exciting stuff. One big upcoming addition is an official parkour world, where players can complete parkour challenges to earn gems. It's part of our larger focus on fun, interactive mechanics that bring the community together. Just like how I used to grind and chat with friends, I want players to experience that same connection and excitement in Bloxia. Having talked to 9-bit over a couple of weeks now, as well as seeing the Discord server, it's pretty clear to me that there's a genuine passion behind this game. If you want to check out the game, I'll leave a link for the Discord server in the description down below. I highly recommend you at least go check it out. It's free to play, and if you're a fan of sandbox MMOs, it might just surprise you. I would also love to hear your opinions afterwards in the comment section below. And once again, huge thanks to Bloxia for sponsoring this video. There are a lot of exciting things happening in the world of Bloxia every day, and if you do try it out, let me know what kind of world you end up building. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and if there's a game you'd like to see a video about, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya.